Hey guys, Hitman here from MAKO-events.com. You're watching MAKO-TV. In this segment, I'm going to show you how to break down your G&G GR16 M4 Sport line and, more importantly, the version 2 gearbox. So let's get to it. Alright, this is going to be a full field strip. So first things first, get the battery out of the gun and make sure it cannot function. Next, disconnect your fuse assembly from your wire harness. As you would normally push the lever in to pull the buttstock forward and backwards, pull the lever out in the opposite direction and it'll slide right off. Next comes the tube stock end cap. There's a little Allen screw right at the end in a rectangular trough. Take that out and the cap will come right out. Next comes the tube stock screw. It's about 5-6 inches long and it drills into your body. Be careful because you can and probably will strip this. It takes a pretty specific screwdriver. Next, press your mag release button further than you usually would and rotate your mag catch arm counterclockwise until the assembly comes apart. Be careful, there is a little spring there on the button side, so don't lose that. Next, we're going to knock out the body pins. This rear one comes out pretty easily, and it does come all the way out, so make sure you don't lose it. The frontal one, however, does not come all the way out, so do not try and force it. And it's usually a little bit tougher to knock out. Careful here because your wire harness, your wires are entangled a little bit in your barrel, in your hop-up area. So after you take the barrel out, get plenty of support on both sides of the wire as you're pulling them out so that you do not pull them from the gearbox. Next, you're going to take the cap off of the grip. Nice thing about this gun is that all the Allen screws are the same size, so you only need one wrench from the tube stock cap all the way down to disassembling the gearbox. We're going to take out the motor, pull the wires from the connectors on the motor. Be careful with the heads. Set the motor aside. Next, you're going to see two mushroom head screws down in the grip. It takes a little bit of playing around to find the right screwdriver to use here, but once you do, it shouldn't be a problem. Now we're going to take the grip off, being careful not to pull the heads off of the wires. And finally, we're going to knock out the last body pin, the trigger pin. You can do this earlier in the process. I just like to leave it in for good measure. And we're down to the gearbox. And here is all your small parts, not too much to take out. Now we're going to go around and remove all the Allen screws from the gearbox. There's no real particular order you have to do this, as long as you keep good pressure on the gearbox. If you have a high-powered spring in there, so that the gearbox does not just fly apart and things go everywhere. Now that we have all our screws out, take a small screwdriver, I like to use a punch, and place it in the back of your gearbox where your tube stock screw connects, and press down. This will keep the spring from flying out and indeed knocking all your internal components every which way. Take slight pressure off, and there you go. From this point, while you're inside, you can upgrade or downgrade your spring. You can install or replace the existing gear set. You can shim the gearbox for better performance, and you can replace the piston, which is what I had to do in this breakdown. In the next segment, I will show you how to reassemble your gearbox and all the particulars of getting the gears shimmed and greased up and all that. And until next time, it's been Hitman's How-Tos.